Japanese role-playing games have captivated players for decades with their rich stories, engaging characters, and complex gameplay. Between epic adventures and fantasy worlds, a reoccurring theme that often is bubbling in the background is romance. Today, I wanted to explore the multifaceted nature of romance in JRPGs, exploring its evolution, cultural influences, impact on gameplay, and the challenges and tropes that shape these stories. Hello everyone, my name is Fedro and this is cozyfeji, and on this channel we cover a variety of things such as video essays, reviews, JRPGs, and all things cozy gaming. So the other day I posed on a question on my Twitter, Discord, and on the community tab here on YouTube: who is your favorite JRPG couple? I wanted to get your guys' opinions and takes on what your favorite cute couple is that you can't help but swoon over. Now, the reason why I posed this question is because it's Valentine's Day coming up. As the time this video goes up, it should be a couple days before Valentine's Day, but just to get in the festive spirit, I thought we would share our favorite JRPG couples. So I love doing these type of videos. I just love to get the community involved and hearing your guys' opinions and takes on things. We've done this with the RPG protagonists as well as favorite OSTs, and most recently we did JRPG hot takes, and I had so much fun doing those videos, so I thought I'd do it again. But this time we're sharing our favorite JRPG couples. So if you want to be a part of these kind of videos, do not forget to follow me on Twitter as well as my Discord that we just recently opened, and then of course subscribe. That way you can see community posts, that way you can be involved in these videos as well. But before we go into sharing our favorite JRPG couples, I think it only makes sense and to be fair to share the history of romance in JRPGs. Romance in JRPGs has its roots in classics like Final Fantasy and Chrono Trigger. In these early titles, romance was often expressed in subtle undertones, character interactions, and unspoken emotions. Over time, the genre evolved, and games like Final Fantasy VII and Persona 3 introduced clear romantic subplots that showed the emotional depth of the characters. The Japanese cultural background greatly influences the portrayal of romance in JRPGs. Honor, duty, and social expectations are often intertwined with romantic stories, creating a unique blend of emotional resonance and cultural reflection. A comparison with Western RPGs highlights different approaches to storytelling and illuminates how cultural nuances shape the romantic dynamics of games' stories. One of the strengths of JRPG romance is its ability to create a deep emotional connection between the players and characters. When players invest time and effort into these virtual relationships, the emotional impact becomes a driving force that enhances the overall gaming experience. This emotional involvement elevates JRPGs beyond traditional storytelling and transforms them into an immersive journey of love and self-discovery. While JRPGs are great at creating emotional stories, they also face challenges and fall into certain types. Common themes such as love triangles, tragic romances, the chosen tropes are pretty common, especially though very familial tropes as well. Addressing these challenges is important to maintain authenticity and prevent love stories from becoming predictable or cliched. Romantic choices in JRPGs go beyond emotional engagement and often affect game mechanics. Relationships can affect a character's stats, unlock special abilities, or change the trajectory of the main story. This integration of romance into the game adds complexity and encourages players to think about the consequences of their choices outside of the emotional realm. I think two franchises that definitely utilizes the romance or relationship aspect in their games to help with the gaming mechanics is definitely Persona and Fire Emblem. I think Persona is a pretty well-known one for their social links and how the social links play a huge impact on the gameplay, unlocks certain mechanics as well as unlocks more of the further relationship with the protagonist and the relationship with the character or your party teammate. So it's actually honestly important that you further and foster these relationships with the people, because you can unlock stats, you can unlock certain special abilities that if you wouldn't be able to if you didn't take the time to nurture the relationship that you have with this teammate. Same with Fire Emblem with the marriage and support system. That's pretty kind of in mixed review. Some people either love it, some people can care without it. I definitely am one for it. Me being the singleton that I am, I don't mind being able to marry one of my favorite characters in the game. But yeah, there's definitely a huge prominent aspect to it, especially more recent Fire Emblem entries. I think a very infamous one that kind of took it to the extreme was definitely Fire Emblem Fates, with the whole system of having your kids also being part of the game as well. And I think Awakening also did that as well. But I think they've slowed down that in terms of having your kids involved. But either way, the romance as supports are still very much important in the Fire Emblem franchise. JRPG romance has seen a noticeable shift towards diversity in recent years. Game developers are increasingly embracing diverse relationships and characters, breaking away from traditional heteronormative narratives. This inclusion not only reflects evolving social norms, but also enriches the gaming experience by offering a wider variety of romantic stories. The reception of JRPG romance is mixed among players and critics. While executed romantic elements are praised for adding to the overall story and emotional impact, however, criticism is often raised when romance stories feel forced, poorly developed, or exaggerated. Analyzing critical reception helps highlight the strengths and weaknesses of JRPGs when dealing with romantic themes. So let's get on to the fun part, the part that everyone probably clicked on this video for, is to share everyone's favorite JRPG couples. So first off, we have Quality_Alex. Hey Alex, if you don't know who this person is, it's a quality individual here on YouTube, definitely follow them. And they say, me and Dimitri from Evie Three Houses. But actually though, Shulk and Fiora by far, without going into spoilers, their growth individually and together just makes them such a good match. Plus, they're just very cute. Which I totally agree. And I think on this thread, we definitely got a lot of Shulk and Fiora love on here. We have that as well from @GamerGalMilla, who also shares a love for Shulk and Fiora. We also got some love for Shulk and Fiora on the community tab by @YourTrooper1728 as well. Next up, we have @Trashlovania with Squall and Renoa. FF8 came out when I had just turned 18, so it was around the time I actually understood the emotions that game was putting forward, rather than just seeing words as a plot device. Their growth stuck with me forever, and now it's my favorite game of all time. And isn't that really interesting how, like, even maybe if you're not even a romance connoisseur or just into romance like that, it still can impact the story and maybe even be a contributing factor to making it your favorite game of all time. We have @HermansG with, dang, that's tough cause my mind keeps going, were these relationships in these games I played canon, or was it because I raised the infinity high enough? I guess Reen and Alyssa from Cold Steel. Now this is a couple I've yet to get to because I have not gotten the Cold Steel arc, but I've heard many people love to ship these two as well. Next up, we have @SugarRushGames with Kyle and Jessica from Luna Silver Star. They're always bickering and busting each other's chops, but you can tell they really love each other deep down. And we love a little budding, kind of like not roughhousing, but like, you know, kind of banter between couples, even though they kind of seem like they kind of are at each other's throats, but deep down, they truly do love each other. Next up, we have @MattKaiser98 with my favorite JRPG couple would definitely have to be Alphen and Shion from Tales of Arise. Now, they're definitely a cute one, and they definitely are giving me enemies to lovers. Next up, we have @TheDavidVink, which is a great, awesome YouTuber that you definitely also follow here on YouTube, with It's Gotta Be Maxim and Celan from Lufia 2. Also, another awesome YouTuber that you should check out is NishQuickPops, with everyone's probably going to mention the two in the tweet, which is So I'll Say Celica from Fire Emblem Echo Shadows of Valentia, which is also another Fire Emblem couple that I would love to experience. That's on my top priority list of games to play this year. I forgot to mention this, but my favorite couples, or yeah, JRPG couples, would be Noah and Mio from Xenoblade Chronicles 3, as well as Clive and Jill from Final Fantasy 16. And there are also another honorable mention that we've definitely will be mentioned in this list for sure, is Joshua and Estelle from Trials in the Sky. We have @RealProtagonist with I love Noah and Mio so much, but if they're taken, then I'll go with 2B and 9S. And then we have @Ferox10 Inferno with easily Locke and Celis, and I believe they're from Final Fantasy 6. We have Deacon Blues 04 with Fang and Vanille. Their whole relationship is so well done, and the end is truly touching. Now, I may be wrong, but please clarify, because I did play this game, and it's been a hot minute since I played it, but weren't they sisters? Or I could have just been like completely read over my head. We have also Doug Ventures, who agrees with my gift that I shared on my main tweet with Noah and Mio. And then of course a common one that we'll see a lot on this thread is by @Crimson Rosso with, if I had to pick my favorite couple, it's probably gonna go to Joshua and Estelle. They have everything for each other. I think they reach spelling there. Everything for each other and their journey. There is one absolutely favorites to follow. Cyrus Bright 123 also says the same thing with throwing my pick into the mix. Estelle and Joshua have one of my favorite romances in gaming, truly beautiful. Also, I think we have on the community tab as well. Next up, we have at Rafe Gal with I'm a sucker for SNES games. Lock and Celas are close, but Maxim and Solon from Lufia 2 are awesome in that you see the full story of their romance throughout the game. Next up, we have at Mark_in_ATX with the hero and Princess Gwaelin from Dragon Quest 1986, But Thou Must, and Asalus and Princess White Rose from Saga Frontier. Also, another common one that we found in this video was Faye and Ellie. This is from Pox Sakram by Faye and Ellie, not to give into spoilers, but their romance transcends generations. We also had that also show up on our community tab as well by LexNull5266 with Faye and Ellie from Xenogears. They're my personal favorite couples. At Mystery Synergy, I really enjoy these two, always looked forward to seeing their scenes, and that's Jill and Clive from Final Fantasy 16. And I honestly really loved their growth to see them as childhood friends, and then slowly but surely grow into lovers. It's a beautiful transition between the two. I think the next one that I knew that I was going to show up on this list was Titus and Yuna. This is from Tales of Ions, as well as Peace and Noticed You, who also share their support of loving the couple Titus and Yuna. Next up, we have at Shadow Ronin, and they say if I had to pick, it would be Luke von Fabre, Replica, and Tiergrants from Tales of Abyss. Also another game that's on my backlog that I hope to get to this year. Also, Neo Light Times also shares their support for Joshua and Estelle from Trails of the Sky. And then also we have at Ken Relay with a GIF of Rex and Pyra, which is funny because I'm currently playing through Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and I knew that they were also going to show up on this list as well. And of course, another shout out and love to Titus and Yuna by @Mutter121. Of course, I feel like they had to be on this list. And then we have at BJ Videos with quite a few couples, but they have picked up Quina and Vivi from FF9, Edgar and Tara from FF6, and Kukui and Burnett from Pokemon Sun and Moon. Ooh, we've had our first Pokemon Sun and Moon entry. Interesting. We have at Pokemon Trainer Lewis 2434 with Millie and Sagi from Paten Kaido's prequel. And lastly, we have Dominican 123 from saying that the thing about love in JRPGs, most of them are teases. They'll toll around with the concept and they show all the signs, but damn, do they rarely ever allow for a kiss, lol. Good thing FF10 changed that. Because of that, Titus and Yuna will always be the best. Then we have Link and Zelda, Shulk and Vera, Squall plus Girl, I think they meant Renoa, and then Cloud plus Tifa/Aerith, which I know is a very controversial one, because I know people either love Cloud T, which is an interesting name of a ship with Cloud and Tifa, and then Cloud and Clarif with Cloud and Aerith. Romance in JRPGs is a dynamic and integral part of the storytelling, contributing to the continued popularity of the genre. JRPGs have evolved from the humble beginnings to the present day to provide nuanced and emotionally romantic stories. An exploration of cultural influences, player engagement, challenges, and diversity reveals the depth and complexity of love stories in this exciting genre. As JRPGs continue to evolve, so do the ways in which they weave romance into the fabric of the worlds around them. So if you guys enjoyed this video, do not forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Again, thank you so much for all the people who took the time to respond to these questions and be a part of this video. Again, like I mentioned earlier, I love making these videos. Being able to take part with the community is always really fun to hear what everyone's opinions and takes are. So if you want to be a part of these videos or want to be in this collaborative video, do not forget to follow and subscribe to the channel at cozyfeji, as well as follow my social media platforms such as TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at the same handle, cozyfeji, and also be a part of the cozyfeji and the Cozy Crew Discord as well. If you want to be a member, you can also join and be part of the membership here on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great one. Bye.